Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Planner friends, okay, I'm coming on here to talk my way through things, and usually when I do that, it really helps me, and I hope that it helps some of you as well. It is the cloudiest day of all time outside. It's just gloomy and a really great day for writing mystery, which I do. So I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done here, but I wanted to come on and kind of talk to you about a couple of things. So I'm going to get to these books in a moment. But let's get started with my bullet journal edition 2. This is the Leuchtturm 1917, and it has that very thick 100 GSM paper. I am not utilizing these little strings all that well. Anyway, so here we go. Here is my monthly and how I have it set up on 2 pages. It is more of a traditional bullet journal style, like Writer Carol style, except I've kicked it up a notch in the way that I've added a Kanban board here. But it really just has my tasks on one side and then recording things on the other, like a traditional bullet journal. I was hoping by adding this Kanban board in my bullet journal that I open or try to open every day, I'm sort of failing at that this would help me get done some projects and videos that I wanted to make. And I'm not doing any of those things, and we're already on day 11 of March, so almost halfway through, and none of this is getting done. So I have to ask myself, why is that a thing? So I thought at first, well, it's because none of this stuff gives me joy, and that's why I'm not doing it, which is not true. I really like, setting up the camera and talking to you guys. I like trying out new things. I just feel like all of my time is supposed to go to writing, and then it does, and then by the end of the day I have no time carved out. And we all know that if we want to watch a movie, we're going to watch that movie, right? Because it gives us joy, we will find time for it. And so I have to figure out another way to think about this stuff, and I think it's really my anxiety. I think that because, doing shorts here on YouTube is new, I'm having anxiety about it when I'm perfectly fine doing it on Instagram. So I've got to figure that out. So I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spend some time playing around with my camera and just filming stuff and keep filming for about a good hour. And if I get something out of it, because I don't even know how long these shorts are here on YouTube, then I will make a video. And I think once I get one up, I'll probably make a million because it's so much fun. I just have this mental block right now. And this was not helping, which is sort of a bummer. Also, I fell off on Duolingo for this month, and I had to ask myself why that is. Do I hate Duolingo? No, I enjoy learning new languages. I'm just so focused on writing. Everything else is like falling to the wayside. Is that the term? Anyway, I'm just not focusing on some of the things that I think could be really fun and beneficial to me, because I don't know why I'm having these little bit of mental blocks. I thought maybe it's the weather because it's been gloomy here and it's going to be for the next couple of days, but I don't think that's the case. And I thought, man, if I plan things out better, or if I make some kind of tracker, then maybe that is what's going to help me do these things. The truth is, these 2 things I don't have to track because I do them already on their own, and it gives me joy to see that I mark them off because it looks like I'm doing stuff. That's a challenge for me, but it's not, because I already have built those habits. So, and I have this habit down. I can't really tell you why it's not working out. So let's move on to my weekly. My weeklies, remember, I put them all together in one place. Here's this week, but let me show you last week and how it looks a little bit more filled out. I have been putting my vocab recap here, which was really nice, and a little section here for to-dos. I've been tracking up here when I start a book and when I finish a book, and I have a couple of things that I'm tracking here. Honestly, people track entirely way too much, and I think I actually track too little. And I'm not sure why that is or what else I need to be tracking, since the Duolingo thing is not working out at all. And again, these are things that I have to do at some point, and I don't really need to write them down. It's like if the kitchen is dirty and you see that there's dishes, just do them. It's not something I need to plan. So the reading and the writing are getting done. That's happening. The vocabulary is getting done. That is also happening. So let me show you how my dailies have been looking. So I was out of the house a lot this week and the week we are currently in now. And so I didn't have a lot of chores to be writing down that I could be doing in the house, or email stuff that I usually do at my computer or anything like that. So I just went to a half a day and I did the vocab. Well, what happened with that is I didn't really have a lot of space to write down anything for Duolingo like I did before, where I was writing down what I kind of learned and trying to write out sentences to read in Spanish. So once that happened, it's like my brain decided, oh yeah, you don't have to do that. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, well, that's the thing. So I have currently gone back to doing one day per page because I didn't even have space to really write down like my one thought for the day. Like today I'm going to mark the day by saying that I watched this movie and it was great because whatever. I didn't have space for that either. Again, this wasn't about running out of space because I could actually be in here for one more month in April if I wanted to, but it was just like, oh, I'm not going to be in the house. I'm going to be out of the house. I was writing lists because I was going to be going to the bigger town and the bigger town. So I was just using like a sticky note to write down whatever I needed in that store, or I took a piece of paper and wrote all the things down, and I really didn't need my bullet journal for that. So the truth is I didn't really open this very much. I opened it in the morning because the apps that I use for my vocab, they are they don't show you like the entire week all at once. You have to wait until that morning before they post it. So in the morning I'd sit down, I'd write this out, I was done for the day, and I never opened my planner again. And I didn't try to plan out time for anything else, like trying to make movie shorts or make videos at all. And I thought, Sylvia, this is really, really bad. I was in a groove with reading, and I'm reading 2 books that are written in first person present tense because that's what my project I'm working on right now as a writer is in. And so I'm trying to educate myself on fixing a couple of things like I start, I go, because that's a lot of the I in first person present tense. And I'm trying to get rid of those, and I'm seeing how other authors have done that. It has been super helpful. So the reading I'm like on top of, even the audiobooks, I'm good with all of that. However, I am really struggling with trying to create new habits. It's like my brain's like, there's no more space for anything else. I haven't even made a video for my YouTube channel, for my writing YouTube channel. And I thought I was going to get back into book clubs and start doing videos and reviews on books that I've been reading that I really loved. And that is something that I'm passionate about, and I just can't seem to figure out how to make myself do that and find the time. So when I feel like I need to build a new habit, I always go back to books that I've already read, books that I found were very helpful in the past. And that is the Getting Things Done book by David Allen. And you have to know that if you haven't read this book, he wrote this for like the business world. He didn't write this for planner people. There's at one point he talks about you can delegate things to your secretary. And I'm like, but David Allen, I'm my secretary. So you just have to take what you like and leave what you don't. But it is worth reading, and sometimes I need to remind myself how to build a new habit and how to fit in these things that I want to fit in, but maybe I'm having anxiety about it, or I'm just focused on something else. Atomic Habits is also another really great book for that. This book basically focuses on how to put more obstacles between you and your bad habits and less obstacles between you and the good habits. And that is something obviously I know, but reading it helps remind me of how to do that and gets me very focused. So these are books that I'm going to be incorporating towards the end of March, beginning of April. And the last one is the bullet journal method. Now, this is a book that I wasn't a big fan of. It just seemed like it was very gimmicky, and he was just trying, to make a buck by writing a book, which he is absolutely entitled to do. It just wasn't something that I go to for any type of clarity when it comes to planning. But again, it's the one book I do have on planning that helps remind me of a few things. It's definitely not all bad, and it could just be me as a writer and the way it's structured I wasn't a super fan of, but I know there are a lot of people in the planning community that did get a lot out of it. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to start to reread some of these books again at the end of this month. We are in March 2023 in case you're watching this in the future, and I think I might start reviewing these again and show you how I'm incorporating them into my planning, because in April, which will be at the end of March, I'm going to try to figure out a better planning system for myself. And I think I'm going to be moving away from, you know, expensive things and go back to basics. So what I have are these composition notebooks. The first one, isn't this beautiful? By the way, I have to mention this. A planner friend sent this lovely note to me and it was just the sweetest thing. So I thought it was beautiful. I put it in here. This has a really cool pocket and I just think that it looks amazing and it reminds me of her lovely words. So if you don't know, I'm a super fan of butterflies. So this composition book is just a plain lined, I think this might be wide rule notebook, and I love it because it keeps everything simplistic. I'm not going to be the person to get it together to, you know, draw out 3 dots to make a line. That's not who I am. So you have to be very simple if you're going to do a bullet journal in here. I might go back to keeping notes and getting things done, all of my lists in here. The struggle with that is I have found that I can compartmentalize things, but at some point I fall off, and when I fall off hard, and I only end up opening like my everyday carry and not the other notebooks or planners I have set up, and so I get nervous about that. But I'm going to try it again and see if by reading these books and reminding myself of who I am and what I want to do and what is important to me, I can start strong and push through. Push through makes it sound like it's work, but you know what I mean. So this one, of course, is a Mead notebook, but it doesn't have the cool plastic cover on the front. I think each of these I got for maybe $3. I got them around the time school started because they're a little bit cheaper then. Yeah, but this one is a square grid, which I like because it's easier to make columns, it's easier to divide things up than the lined, so one or both will be in use for me as my planner stuff for 2023, you guys. I'm excited about this. Have you guys ever kept a bullet journal in a composition notebook? I know there are people that are minimalists here on YouTube in the planner community that do, so I'm going to be looking to them for guidance and suggestions on how to keep this, but I'm kind of excited about how big they are. And again, we are going to be moving into Q2 of 2023, so that will be April, May, and June. Anything after June, I'm just going to be out of the house a lot, and so I wanted to try these bigger sizes before I decide to size down for the summer, because carrying things this size is like no bueno for me, but I don't know, for you, let me know. Yeah, so I think that is the plan. So I've been trying to wreck my brain. Sorry, I'm like dropping things over here. My desk is a hot mess. I just cleaned my room, and anything I didn't know where it goes or I needed a new space for, I just put on this desk, which was not the brightest idea. I see that now. Okay, so currently this is what I am using. I have my I just love this cover, you guys. I love it so much. So this is by Documented Journey. This is a pocket cork cover traveler's notebook, and it's the hybrid, right? So it has the strings in it, but it also has the pockets, so you don't need to use strings if you don't want to. And then this spine is called Skunk, which is beautiful. On the inside, I have Moleskine planner. This is the weekly, and then a Moleskine notebook. So this was just my thinking notebook where I put ideas and thoughts. I have been using this as a place where I can focus on something that I want to learn for the week and breaking it down and, you know, just chipping away at that all week long. That has been great, but I thought I would carry this in the summertime since it is so small and so light, and I do like to size down. I have this, which is my weeks, and it is a mega, and I have been keeping, what is it called? Recipes in here. And I don't know if I love that. I've just been dealing with like, I don't know, I've been trying to work on health, and part of that was, Sylvia, you need to write down what you're going to be eating every single day. If you can, plan out at the beginning of the week. And then if I see that we have like broccoli and it's going to go bad or something, I might switch up one of the days or incorporate broccoli into the meal. And that's been okay, but I feel like this planner is better than that. Does that make sense? I feel like I could do a meal plan in a composition notebook, and this is just a little bit more quality and deserves something better than that. Is that, I don't know. I'm just being crazy maybe. Love my planners. And the last two, of course, this is my reading notebook, and it is a square grid soft Moleskine notebook in A5 size, and it is of course always more narrow than the traditional A5 Lecturum 1917, which I think is even more narrow than a traditional Japanese A5. Like if you put this against a Hobonichi, I think the Hobonichi is wider. It's been a while since I've been in a Hobonichi. I apologize if I'm wrong. And then of course you saw my everyday carry. So I'm like, okay, do I put all of this into two different composition notebooks? I have one just for notes, reading anything that I want to accomplish in one, and this is where the plan goes. Is that what's going to happen? I just feel like lately I've been writing a lot more notes, whether it's on the computer or by hand, on all of the stuff that I want to learn. I feel like I've just been starving for all of this different information and education. I'm taking it in from all of these places. And I need to find a better system for that. So that is what I'm going to be working on. I know that I need to work on my collections because I've let them fall again to the wayside. So collections need to change for sure. And also the way I set up things like trackers, I've got to find a better way for that because I don't know, just putting like a D for Duolingo and making sure that I check it off every day is not working. I'm going back to, like I said, 1 page per day. So maybe I just need to write it on my dailies every day and make sure that I check it off. What do you guys do when you're trying to track a new habit or get into a new habit? Because I am seriously struggling with that. I definitely want to keep my vocabulary. This has been fun. Like, honestly, spirited. That's obviously a word that we all know. However, just doing these like little mind mapping is helping me find other adjectives to use, which has been really great because it's been helping my writing. Because if I have to use I start one more time, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh. That is something that I command F all the time in my novels. It's like I start and then like 47 will pop up and I'm like, Sylvia. So I just like finding a lot of different adjectives to use, stronger words in general. So this is me getting started on trying to figure out how to be a better planner, how to make better habits, because I am just really not happy with that. The rest of my planning is just fine. It's the whole, I need to work better on collections. I need to work better at shipping things away. You'd think because I am a writer and I'm writing novels that I would understand how to take something really big and chip away at it a little at a time. And since all my focus goes there, I guess my brain's like, I don't have time to figure out anything else, which is not great. And yeah. So me and my brain, we have to get it together. So if you have any books that you think that I should be reading on habits and what have you, I do have a couple others that people have suggested that I'm either waiting on the audiobooks for, or I wrote down so I can either purchase them or see if I can find them at the bookstore, because I'm going to the bigger town soon. If not, I'll have to go on to like Barnes & Noble or Amazon and buy them there, but we'll see how it goes. How is your planning going? How is your tracking? Is it like tracking? What's that? Because that's, I feel like mine is. How are your collections going? Do you keep those in a separate place? I've had people mention to me that they keep their collections in, what is it called? A ring binder system. I don't like rings. I don't like them. I don't like writing in them. I don't like taking them out to write on them. I've, cut the little holes so that they come out easily without me having to open the rings. It's just not something that works for me. So the ring system is out. I do have my iPad. I need to write that down. This is another star. iPad. I know a lot of you are holding your breath right now and you're like, Sylvia, don't go to digital planning. But there is something to be said about digital planning, and maybe I just need to figure that out. Maybe I do. So we'll see how that goes. So that is everything for right now. I think I feel a little bit better about this. I know that I just need to figure out the tracking and how to incorporate new habits. And some of them were old habits that I just fell off on. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.